So I guess everything kind of culminated in tonight's episode, which was called 1 Minute. And I mean, they got some work to do to top it in the last 5 or 6 episodes or whatever they got left. I mean, I've seen this so many times. The shows though, and they always come back. Where it feels like halfway through season, every plot point that was building up just like unravels in this one exciting episode, which was definitely tonight's episode of Breaking Bad. And all season, besides the Hank story, which is colliding with Jesse and Walt's stories. The main characters who are cooking meth. Their DE agent brother-in-law is coming in on them, closing in on them. Besides that, you have these Mexicans that cross the border who are absolutely insane. That's like these two brothers are absolutely terrifying. They're just like every time they're on screen, they're just like this scary presence. One of the best TV villains, plural, that I've seen in a while. And they have crossed the border into New Mexico to hunt down Heisenberg, which is our main character, chemistry teacher Walt White, fucking Malcolm in the Middle. They've come to track him down because someone that he killed in, I think, the beginning of season 2, he killed this guy. I don't want to go into that because if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, why ruin it? So all season, every episode, there's at least 2 or 3 scenes, like a good 10 minutes of show devoted to these two crazy Mexican brothers coming down, like just killing people, tearing a path to Walt White, and they're gonna kill him. And it got kind of exciting last episode where they decided they weren't gonna wait anymore, and they were sitting in Los Polos, this chicken restaurant, chicken fast food place, run by this mild mannered black guy named Gustavo, who on the side is the drug king of New Mexico. He runs the territory. All the money flows to and from him. They decide they're not going to wait anymore to kill Walt White. He's been holding them at bay for a couple episodes. They just stake out inside his restaurant. I liked last episode too. It built up to this episode nicely. Like they staked it out, and he finally said, "All right, I'll agree to talk to you." And they told him, we're not waiting any longer. We want to kill this guy. We have to honor our family. Blood for blood, and eye for an eye. And he goes, well, Walt isn't the one that killed your cousin or whoever, your brother, whoever. I think they're cousins. Walt isn't the one that killed them. It was this agent, Hank Schrader, DEA agent, Walt's brother-in-law. And they said, well, we were told that cops and police and government off limits. He goes, well, I'll make this exception. He goes, this is my territory, but I'll make the exception this time, and may his death satisfy you. That was like how the last episode ended. And so tonight, like near the end of tonight's episode, oh man. Well, first I want to go into Hank a little bit more. That really paid off in such a good way. Like what's been going on with his character, with the panic attacks and his job, which he just lost it finally, and attacked Jesse and punched him, knocked him out, like nearly killed him, put the kid in the hospital. And so Hank's job is on the line, and he finally comes to realize that he has a problem, that there's that he crossed the line. His wife is trying to defend him. She's like, just go in there and say that he attacked you first. That you were just responding. You had to muscle reaction, blah blah blah. And he goes, nope. He goes, I'm gonna go in there and say the truth. He goes, I wasn't doing my job right. That's not what being a police is. So it was really cool. Like he just really, I mean, for most of the season, he's been growing on me. But this episode was like, this is a stand-up guy. This is really a character that I care about now, and I root for. Like I want him to succeed, right? Even if him succeeding means taking out our main characters, but that's all another point. I don't want him to see. I don't want to see him get hacked to bits by two crazy Mexican brothers. We'll say that much, right? And I don't want to see him lose his job. But this, he didn't hide behind his lawyer. He just went straight in and said, my head was in the wrong place. I've been suffering problems, and I let this kid get to me, and I attacked him, and I crossed the line. And they suspended him and shit. And as he's heading out to the car, he sits down in his car, in his SUV, whatever it is. And he just got off the phone with his wife, and he's, put his phone in his pocket, and he's about ready to put it in reverse and get the hell out of the parking lot. He gets a call from somebody. I'm guessing Gustavo. I think Gustavo wanted to see what, maybe if this Hank guy could eliminate this problem. But it's a disguised voice, and it's like, listen very closely to what I have to say. There's two guys coming through the parking lot, approaching your car right now. They are going to kill you. Um, Something like that. And then, like, he hangs up. Oh no, you have 1 minute. That's the name of the episode. 1 minute. And there's also a scene at the beginning that has to do with that too. But he goes, "You have 1 minute," and it hangs up. And Hank sits there and he starts having a panic attack, and he's looking at every person that's walking by his car, which kind of doesn't make sense. You kind of, like, I was thinking, why is he just not drive out of there, get the fuck out of there, right? But he wanted to take these guys on, and he's like freaking out. He goes to reach for his gun. He realizes he just got suspended, so he doesn't have his gun or his badge. Just the reason I'm making this video right now is because I just have to talk about the scene tonight. It was one of the best action scenes I've seen in such a long time. Definitely one of the best gun battles and one of the best payoffs and violent showdowns ever. And so he's sitting there, he's freaking out. And you see him looking at the clock on his dashboard saying 3:07. And it clicks to 3:08, and all of a sudden he sees the two guys walking. And they, like, disappear, and he's like, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? He's losing it. Finally, one guy's standing right behind his truck, starts shooting out the back window, shooting at him. Hank puts it in reverse, slams into this guy, crushes him. He takes out one guy right away. The other guy's shooting from the front, and the car rolls forward, and you don't know what happened to Hank. You don't see him. He, like, ducked down, and you don't know if he was shot or dead or what. So everybody's he goes and checks out his brother who's dying, and he comes back to the truck, and Hank had snuck out, and Hank's around the other side, and they get into a shootout. And Hank shoots the crap out of him, but the guy's wearing a bulletproof vest, so the guy keeps coming at him. These guys are like the Terminators, man. He shoots Hank down, shoots him a couple times, goes over Hank's body, and he says in Spanish, "No, that's too easy." So he goes walking back. And that's the other thing. These guys, it's so unreal, but it's so entertaining. Like, these guys don't care about the cops showing up or anything. They'll just kill anybody that gets in their way. They are, like, the way they operate through this whole season has been pretty much like the Terminator. And God, I'm rambling, but I don't care. He goes back to his car. I only got a minute left. I'm not gonna make this 3 parts. Gets an axe. He goes to hack up Hank, but Hank had found a bullet on the ground. He reloaded his gun. And he went boom, and at this point, I'm cheering and I'm rooting at the screen, like, going, blow that motherfucker's head off. Get that mother. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm, like, clapping and shit. Get that motherfucker. These guys have been going for 7 episodes now, where you just hate them and they're just scary. Their presence every time they're on screen. And finally, you have this moment where they're gonna get it. Hopefully Hank doesn't die, and hopefully they get it. It's what you want to happen, and it does. He blows that motherfucker, the whole back of his head off. Bam! And that's the final shot of the episode. I'm almost, like, breathless here talking about it. It was just so exciting, and I just had to post a video about it, I guess. I can't wait to see where it goes next, but I'm so glad to see that those two crazy Mexican brothers got what was coming to them, finally, after they killed probably 30 people. But anyways, that was a good 20 minutes of me rambling. So next time we'll try to be one clip of just about a serious man, and hopefully it'll be complemented by an actual written review that I took time to write. But until then, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy these videos, and I hope if you